Hey guys, I got a request to take a look at Ethereum Classic. The ticker for this is ETC, and right now I'm on the weekly chart. Now, before I get into this, I want to say that I'm not really sure how you found this video, but if you want to be able to get the new updates that I do, I'm going to do about 2 or 3 coin analysis videos every single day. And normally when you type in a coin, YouTube's only going to show you the more established channels that have about 100,000 subscribers. This is a new channel, so we're not really being prioritized in the search engine. So if you want to be able to get notified when I put out new videos, then just subscribe, right? And not only just subscribe, but when you subscribe, you're going to get a little bell icon. Click on that and then click on all if you want these updates. Okay, so getting back to Ethereum Classic. Now, I have to admit, I don't know what's going on with this coin fundamentally. So if you guys know if there's a lot of developers building on this, then just let me know in the comments because I'm not too sure. Normally, when I use Ethereum, I just use the ETH one, and I know they have a lot of apps and stuff on there. But if Ethereum Classic has some good potential, I'm interested. Let me know because if you've done the research. So as for the technicals, you can see that I have a lot of these lines drawn on here. This is just how I trade. I just mark out various levels of support and resistance, and I look for trade entries based on that. So if you have an Ethereum Classic chart open for yourself, I'm using TradingView. Put a link to that in the pinned comment as well. You can just mark these lines and then just look for trade opportunities based on this. Basically, you see this lower line here. We have multiple touches, and then it ultimately served as a support level for this drop here. Now, there's a horizontal line here that served as resistance multiple times, and then as we broke out, when we came back to it, it served as support multiple times. So, as you know, basically, former resistance will oftentimes flip to support. So we had a successful resistance to support flip here, so that's good. So this is a very important level, and this I have it marked at about $12.70, and that's on the weekly chart. Okay, so the next very important level is this horizontal line here, where you see it marked the kind of resistance level here, and then when we came back up to it, it was resistance here, it was support here, resistance here, support. So overall, we have just like a long history of this particular line serving as a support and resistance, and that is about $18.40, give or take. So, okay, the next level that you can mark on your chart is this level here. So as we had the blow off top here, we came down, and we ended up getting support and a bounce back right at this particular level, which is about $24.94. And I'm basing that on the close, the close of the body of the candle on the weekly time frame. So yeah, we have a long history of support here. This is what we held, and eventually we came down. It tried to fight with it as a support level, but we broke below it. And when you break below a support, oftentimes it flips to a resistance, and that's what we did. We tried to come up, we got rejected at it, and we came back down to this level. So, and then again here, when we broke through it, we came back, we broke below it, kind of fought with it. It was resistance, and now it's resistance again right now. So, okay. And then, of course, we have this final trend line, this downsloping resistance line, which served as resistance multiple times. So basically what you can do is you can just wait till the price gets to one of these levels. This midline, I'm probably not going to take trades based on this midline, but these two ranges, this one here and this one down here, then I will perhaps look to take trade entries. Now, when you have what's called as confluence, when you have like multiple reasons to either go short and go long in a particular position, that just holds more weight. So for example, a good potential trade opportunity would be if the price comes up here, and then if it comes up here around this level. So let's just mark it out. Let's do a rectangle. Let's just say it kind of bounces around here, and we get up to around where this horizontal resistance and this downsloping resistance intersect. So if the price comes up here, then you have a lot of confluence in this particular area to perhaps enter a short position. And if you do that, here's what the trade would potentially look like. So you can enter a short position if the price comes up here. You would place your stop loss slightly above, so you're not going to risk too much. Okay, so I marked it out. If the price were to come back up to this level where these two resistance lines intersect, and you entered a short position, then you could target this uptrending support, and that would give you a risk reward ratio of about 1 to 3.83, so almost a 4 to 1, almost a 1 to 4 risk reward ratio. So you would risk 9.71% to potentially gain 37%. Pretty good trade. If you only targeted the midline, if you went very conservative with it, it's not as ideal, but it's still a 1 to 2.35 risk reward ratio, and you would risk the 9.71% to potentially gain 23, almost 24%. So that I would say is quite a high probability trade. And if you're wrong, and if the price breaks out, then yeah, you're not really taking that big of a hit. I mean, it's almost 10% because it's a weekly time frame. But I mean, obviously, you're not gambling with your entire trading balance on one trade, right? So, yeah, that's a pretty acceptable trade that I may look to take. I'm probably going to make a note of that. But okay, overall, let's look at the long term for Ethereum Classic and see where we are. Well, we're still in this pattern, and unlike a lot of the other altcoins that I've been focusing on, which have broken out, this one hasn't yet. So this one's a little bit further behind. I think I'm going to run a fib, and let's see if we get support. This support here is at a significant level. So I'm going to run from the swing low up to the swing high. And yes, okay, so this is pretty healthy. So I mentioned this in a few different videos. This is called the golden pocket. And this is the 61.8 fib retracement level. Probably the most significant retracement level on the Fibonacci. Very, very strong. And you see basically we would wick down, but the bodies would close above the 61.8. And where we wick down to, I actually marked this out on my fib. Most people don't. It's the 65% retracement level. So I mark the 61.8 is basically default on all the Fibonacci tools, but you can add this in manually. It's a 65%. And basically I use it as a range. So oftentimes the price, exactly what we're seeing here, the price will come down, it'll wick down to the 65, and then the body will close above the 618. So yeah, basically I just refer to that as a golden pocket. I use that as a range, and it works out very often. Okay, so that's a very healthy sign. So I imagine we're just going to kind of bounce around in between this range until we come to an apex point, and then I think likely, given the time frame where we are in the market cycle, I think we're likely to break to the upside from here. So I'm going to switch the chart, and I'm going to take a look at the same thing on here, same weekly time frame, but this time I'm using a different indicator. And this is called the Smart Trail, and it's basically a dynamic level of support and resistance. And it's a good way to give you a quick visual representation of the overall trend. So right now we're below this kind of red Smart Trail. And when you're above it, it's blue. When you're below it, it's red. And oftentimes when the price will approach it from the downside, it'll serve as a level of resistance, and vice versa. Here you see we came down to it from above, and we bounced off of it at support. Okay, but a lot of the coins, as I mentioned, they're further ahead. They've already broken out. And for example, on Stellar Lumens, which I looked at yesterday, we were already broke out of the. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Stellar. Stellar dollar. Yeah, okay. You see on Stellar Lumens here, we've already broken out of the red Smart Trail, and we just flipped blue. So Stellar is a little bit ahead of Ethereum Classic. Sorry, Ethereum Classic. Yeah. So yeah, we're just a little bit slower on this one. Not necessarily a bad sign, but you'll just have more time to trade within a range before the breakout. So I'll do a video update when the breakout happens if you don't have these indicators. But when we break this downtrending line, and if we're able to flip this red Smart Trail to blue, that will be a very good sign that we're in the next phase of the upswing, the next leg up. So I mean, yeah, let me see if there's any short-term trade opportunity you can look for, but I mean there is. We came down to this, so we're just in a range. If you really wanted to trade this, I'm personally not trading it right now, but if you really wanted to, you can just trade this range here on the hourly. There's the upper part of the range there, and then you can just, this is a support level down here. You can, if you really wanted to, you could just trade this range. When it comes down here, you can buy, place a stop below. When it comes up here, you can short, place a stop above. Let me switch that and see if that lines up with order blocks. Yeah, and it does. Okay, so yeah, this lower range here, this coincides with the order block. Yeah, you could just trade this range. Keep in mind though, you're probably going to get a little bit of resistance here at the previous day low, which is here at around $18.69. But if this breaks, I think the next target would be up here. The previous day high, 1908, and then if that breaks, then this range up here, 1903 to 1921. So if you wanted to just trade a range on a short-term time frame, this would be it. But overall, to recap, we are still in the pattern. We haven't broken out. We're still below the smart trail on the other chart here. I would just be patient on this personally, is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to enter the high probability trades, which would be one if the price comes up here where we have the confluence between the horizontal and the downtrending resistance. The price on that is, let's see, it's around 24.31 up to 24.94, around there. I may look to enter some shorts with the stop loss above, and I'll target that. I think it was around 25% that I could possibly get just by targeting the midline. So that's a trade that I would potentially look for on Ethereum Classic. Again, not financial advice, just kind of sharing my thoughts. And also, again, like if the price comes down here, then obviously this horizontal line around 12.59 is a very good entry, but likely I would target more this upsloping support line, which could be, I mean, depending on the time, right? Could be, if we came down right now, it would be around 13.58, but it's progressively getting higher and higher. So keep in mind, eventually these are going to come to an apex and the price is going to break out. And since this one is behind the other altcoins and the other altcoins are breaking up to the upside, I think this one's likely to break to the upside as well. Okay, so that's Ethereum Classic. And once again, if you'd like to get more of these updates, just subscribe, hit the bell, click on all. Because, yeah, other than that, you're probably not going to be able to find the channel again because YouTube's not really going to show it to you because YouTube's just showing the guys that have 100,000 subscribers and they're doing all the crazy faces in the thumbnail, and that's just not me. So, yeah, subscribe if you want to get more updates. All right, guys, have a good day. Bye.